All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, it looks like good old woke Ubisoft has finally decided to talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they have finally released a statement, and not just a Japanese one this time. They have finally released a statement to the Japanese community, and only the Japanese community, because they've been caught doing some nonsense over the last, who knows, how many weeks now? Ever since Assassin's Creed Shadows was released, they've been caught doing some absolute garbage, and now they've had no choice but to talk about it.
We are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Now, we have a couple of posts here on the Assassin's Creed official page over here on the good old Twitter. And if you look, it's about 4 pages long. It's a bunch of pictures and whatnot, and it's a whole bunch of BS. It's exactly the kind of PR statement that you would expect from Ubisoft, right? Because Ubisoft doesn't actually care about Japanese people. If they cared about Japanese people, they would be focusing on representing them the right way. Even if it's fake, it's a fictional story, all that stuff, there's still ways to represent people the right way, and you chose to do the complete opposite in every aspect. You chose not to do the proper architecture. You chose not to give us an actual Japanese male samurai. You chose not to give us any sort of real Japanese music. It seems like you wanted to infuse it with hip-hop. You chose to ignore everything Japanese people have been saying, and you tried to pass it off as, oh, it's just white people who are angry. If it's just white people who are angry, why are you only messaging the Japanese right now with this statement? So let's get into this article, guys. I'm sorry, not an article. Let's get into this post. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Let's read the first page straight from Ubisoft. So it says, to our esteemed Japanese community, a message from the Assassin's Creed Shadows development team. You already know it's going to be good when they say our esteemed Japanese community. First, we want to express our heartfelt thanks for all your support for the Assassin's Creed series, which now has its own history spanning almost 20 years. Yeah, imagine all that support, and you decided to derp when it came to representing them finally. Over this time, we have explored various settings, time periods, and characters, from an assassin during the Third Crusade to the Viking in 9th century England, and countless more. For many of our team, creating an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan has long been a cherished dream. Well, if that was the case, why'd you derp? You know what I mean? Like, why did you derp? Why did you mess up? Actually, you didn't mess up. You purposely did this, right? Like, why did you do that? You represented every other race and culture through the fictional characters that you utilized and created for your story, right? Obviously, every single main character up until this point has been fictional, but the fictional characters have had their races and ethnicities based in the game's location of which is taking place. Why did you then decide when it came to Japan to want to represent him with a hulking black man? Why? Because Yasuke was a real person? That was your excuse? That's all it took for you to finally say, we got him, right? We got him. We was samurai and shit. We finally got him. It says that for many of our team, we already read that. Since the announcement of Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have received many positive reactions. Sure you have. But also some criticism, including from you, our Japanese players. I'm glad you finally admit that, though, because I wonder where all the shills are right now for Assassin's Creed Shadows who are out there on Twitter lying to people, saying that Japanese players are not angry about this, right? They're all saying that it's only white people, that there's no Japanese people who are angry, and that it's white people pretending to be Japanese. If that was the case, why is Ubisoft specifically confronting Japanese right now? And it says, we share your passion for history. No, you don't. And deeply respect your care. You don't. For the historical and cultural integrity of your rich heritage. You don't. You don't, because you literally fucking did Chinese subtitles for the Japanese trailer. You did Chinese architecture within the game that's based in feudal Japan. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't give a shit about any of their heritage. We would like to address a few points to clarify our intentions. And oh, here we go. Page number 2. Overall authenticity efforts. This should be good. We have put significant effort into ensuring an immersive and respectful representation of feudal Japan. Stop right there. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You're literally lying right now to the Japanese people that you're trying to say you care about so much. If you literally put in that much effort into the immersive experience and respectful representation of feudal Japan, why did you use Chinese architecture? Why did you use Chinese subtitles for your Japanese trailer? Why are you representing all of feudal Japan with a black person who wasn't a samurai, and Thomas Lockley literally based his entire career off of a lie that he himself told on Wikipedia? Why are you doing this? Like, you're doing this because at the end of the day, Ubisoft has sold themselves to the DEI overlords. They absolutely have. As much as you want to complain or try to say it's just a conspiracy theory, it's not. Ubisoft has absolutely sold themselves to the devil. However, our intention has never been to present any of our Assassin's Creed games, including Assassin's Creed Shadows, as factual representations of history or historical characters. Instead, we aim to spark curiosity and encourage players to explore and learn more about the historical settings we get inspired by. Okay, that was absolutely true. Until the marketing of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Then, all the marketing of Assassin's Creed Shadows was based around the fact that Yasuke was the first ever historically accurate real person that we've ever showcased in this game. So you cannot say that Assassin's Creed has a history of not showcasing real, whatever, stories, history, historical characters, and all that stuff, when now you are actually doing that, and you were leading your marketing with that. So you cannot then turn around and say that, oh, we never meant to say that. Assassin's Creed Shadows is first and foremost designed to be an entertaining video game that tells a compelling historical fictional set in feudal Japan. Yeah, it's going to be real entertaining to play as a 6'3" black guy destroying 5'3" Asian men. That's going to be great. Our team extensively collaborated with external consultants, historians, researchers, and internal teams at Ubisoft Japan to inform our creative process. If that's the case, why'd you use Chinese architecture? Why did you get the seasons wrong? Why'd you use Chinese subtitles for a Japanese trailer? If you have all of these DEI consultants, these historians, these researchers, why'd you get all this wrong? All of this would have been caught by someone who knows what they're talking about when it comes to Japanese history and heritage. Why'd you get all of this wrong? It's because you did not hire consultants, you did not hire historians, you did not hire researchers, and I damn sure would imagine that the internal team at Ubisoft Japan is probably heavily selectively picked based off your own personal ideology. You didn't hire any of that. You hired activists, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem. You hired activists that wanted to put their message into this game, and they found a way to do that through a historically real person known as Yasuke, just like Thomas Lockley did. Despite these sustained efforts that are not really existing, we acknowledge that some elements in our promotional materials have caused concern within the Japanese community. For this, we sincerely apologize. Fuck you and your apology. All Ubisoft has ever been doing is apologizing, but they're going to continue doing the same exact thing. All game footage present so far is in development, and the game will be evolving until launch. Based on the constructive criticism we have received, we will continue our efforts until we put this game into your hands and beyond. We also want to clarify that while we have been consulting with many people throughout the development process, they are in no way responsible for the decisions that are being taken by the creative teams in the interest of gameplay and entertainment. Consequently, we respectfully request that any criticism not be directed at our collaborators, both internal and external. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very clear about this, what I'm about to say. DEI consultancy is 1,000% the modern day mafia in the gaming industry. These AAA studios are so fucking scared to speak out against the diversity consultancy firms that they are trying to take the heat for those firms. You mean to tell me that you're going to spin the same narrative that was spun about Sweet Baby Inc., which was that company does nothing, right? That company does absolutely nothing, has no power over anything, cannot do a single thing, right? So if these companies, if these consultancy firms have no power over anything and cannot do anything, then why are you spending money hiring them? What is the purpose of hiring somebody who cannot do anything? What's the purpose of that? There is no purpose. If you are hiring someone that can't do anything, you are essentially wasting money. And that makes no fucking sense. So again, like nobody's going to believe you when you say something like that. You're just trying to protect them for whatever reason because you're scared shitless of them. They got you terrified. That's what it is, right, Kim Blair? They got you terrified. And then it says creative liberties and historical inspirations. While we strive for authenticity in everything that we do, Assassin's Creed games are works of fiction inspired by real historical events and figures. From its inception, the series has taken creative license and incorporated fantasy elements to craft engaging and immersive experiences. The representation of Yasuke in our game is an illustration of this. His unique and mysterious life made him an ideal candidate to tell an Assassin's Creed story with the setting of feudal Japan as a backdrop. Of course it did. Of course, it was an ideal candidate, not because of his mysterious background. It was an ideal candidate because he was an historically black person that actually was in feudal Japan for a little bit of time. And that's all that was needed for Ubisoft to run with it. While Yasuke is depicted as a samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows, we acknowledge that this is a matter of debate and discussion. No, it's not. It's only a matter of debate and discussion against Westerners. That's the only place it's a matter of discussion. Japan knows their history. Japan absolutely knows the history of Yasuke. It is Thomas Lockley that has spread all this bullshit about Yasuke, and everybody's trying to eat it up as if it's fact. You guys are basing your entire DEI mantra over the lies of a white man. Imagine that. It says, we have woven this carefully into our narrative. And with our lead character, the Japanese shinobi Naoe, who is equally important in the game, our dual protagonists provide players with different gameplay styles. So you're basically telling the Japanese, hey, shut up. We put in a Japanese character. She may not be a samurai. She may not be the main character, but, you put her in the game, so deal with it. We greatly value your feedback and encourage you to continue sharing your thoughts respectfully. While we understand that meeting everyone's expectations is very difficult, we sincerely hope that when Assassin's Creed Shadows launches, that you will give us money. That's basically what it is. Give us money to do the same bullshit that we've been doing for the last few years now. Give us money. So this entire sentiment from Ubisoft is just one massive virtue signal with no apology whatsoever, no real apology, no admission of guilt, and they're basically saying in this these 4 pages that they're gonna double down. That's all it is. They're doubling down and they're moving forward with Yasuke, regardless of the fact that petition has almost 100,000 signatures at the time of this filming. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.
Sorry.